This is Ray.
Hey, and this is Andy.
And this is Local Sports Buzz.
How's it going, Ray? We're back in a locker room. We're kind of in an away locker room this time.
In an away locker room.
We can set up shop anywhere we want to.
Wherever we want. Where are we this week, Andy?
Again, undisclosed location.
Undisclosed location. I love it.
Yep.
I love it. Andy, we have got a ton of local sports to talk about this week.
A pile of it, yeah.
Pile of it. Let's start off with our usual topic right now because we're right in the midst of their season. Week 3 of the Maritime Football League just took place. We had a couple big games. We had the Moncton Mustangs taking on the Island Mariners, and the St. John Wanderers went down and played against the Halifax Hawks.
Yes, sir.
But let's start off with our Moncton Mustangs here in Moncton.
The red-hot Moncton Mustangs going over to the Island with a 2-0 record. Really been playing super well. The Island Mariners not so well. Still winless, and they've only scored probably
21 points. 21 points in 2 games.
21 points in 2 games. So we were thinking, well, the Mustangs are going to go in there, handle business pretty easily, and go to 3-0. 3-0 they did get to, but handle it easily. Not at all, Ray.
Not at all.
Not at all. I mean, they definitely won by a comfortable margin. The final score of 43-30. But wow, the Island Mariners putting up 30 points on who we consider the best team in the league is pretty impressive.
It was very impressive, and it was kind of shocking. We were following the game on Twitter, and you could see there was quite a difference in the score at one point in the game. Mm-hmm. And something came up. I took a little bit of a break, and you texted me saying, "Hey, the Island Mariners have got 30 points against the Mustangs
right now."
Hung up
30 on the Mustangs. Wow. But the Mustangs, they came through in the end. Some really, really excellent and interesting performances here that we want to talk about. Player of the game. Let's go through a few of those, right? Now,
sure.
Offensive player of the game, I don't think we're going to be surprised here. Once again, the star running back, number 34, Aubrey Ellis. Not quite as hot as he was the last game. This time, only 221 rushing yards.
And 221 yards.
221 over on the Island with 2 touchdowns to go with that. Aubrey Ellis was tearing it up once again. Defensive player of the game, Gabriel Saint-Germain or Saint-Germain. I'm not sure how he says it. Yep. 5 total tackles, 1 for loss. Now, I hear Gabriel, this was his first game of the season, right? He was on IR?
That's what I heard. This was his first game of the season. Apparently was injured last year or in the off season, and he was delayed starting the year. But what a way to start the game with 5 tackles.
Yeah, killing it, man. Well done. Defensive player of the game, first week back. Special teams. Now, I got questions here, and I don't know that you have answers, so we're going to have to reach out to Coach Terrace. But special teams player of the game is the kicker. We're used to that.
Yeah.
But it's not the kicker we're used to. I don't know where Mr. George was this week or, what was going on. But number 16, Scott Leblanc. 3 field goals, 4 converts, and 2 onside kicks, I'm told. Wow. So he had a great game, either filling in for I believe it's Ben George, isn't it? Yeah. Not sure, but it's good to know that Mustangs have depth all over the field, including kicker, and this guy's tearing it up as well.
Good job, Scott.
Heart and hustle player this week, number 88, Cameron Morley, a receiver. I think we had some clips we were looking at. He had a great game as well. Well done, guys. Now, again, though, we're super impressed with the Island Mariners.
Absolutely. I mean, I did some watching of the tape of this game, and there's some players that we have to talk about with the Island Mariners. Again, they put up 30 points this week. First of all, you got Cole Bridges, okay? This kid plays for Holland Collin in the AFL. And we'll talk more about the AFL as that season gets a little bit closer. This guy goes for 150 yards with 3 touchdowns on the day, okay? Their quarterback, Brennan Davis, he came in later in the game, I believe. He throws for 2 touchdowns and rushes for a touchdown as well.
Wow. So when you say he came in later in the game, you mean he replaced the original starter?
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Came in late in the game. Now, the defense had numerous big plays against the Mustangs this day. A couple guys I got to shout out for you, too. Mike Veras, a guy by the name of Bassi Amba.
Bassi Amba,
okay. And wait till you hear about this guy. Donnie Mitchell.
Donnie Mitchell. I know about 7 Donnie Mitchells. I doubt this is any of them.
Well,
tell me about this Donnie Mitchell.
I doubt you know this Donnie Mitchell because he's a little bit older than you.
Yeah?
Donnie Mitchell's 51 years old and still playing in the MFL.
Holy smokes, maybe it is one of the Donnie Mitchells. 51?
51.
All right, well, Mark Crandall, oldest player in the league. Yeah, right.
You lost that title.
Buddy, you got a ways to go. There's no retiring now, Crandall.
No, he's got to keep it up.
You got to break this record.
Wow.
Holy smokes. What position does Donnie Mitchell play?
He's a defensive end.
All right.
51 years old defensive end. I mean, kudos to that guy.
Absolutely.
Another guy I got to give a quick shout out to, Adam McDonald. He also had a huge interception in the third quarter. It helped change momentum and get the Mariners into the game. He had a second interception, but it was called back on the defense being offside. Mariners were really coming back close into this game. In the fourth quarter, they had a fourth and short, and came up short on that conversion.
Oh, all right.
Mustangs got the ball. Dan Cuthbert marched the Mustangs downfield, scored a touchdown, put a nail in the coffin, and that's how the game pretty well ended for the Mustangs.
Right on. Well done, Mustangs. 3-0. Just one more step towards dominating this league and another championship. But also, Island Mariners, excellent performance, and there's some momentum to build on here, and you're going to this weekend. I can just feel it.
I also want to give another big shout out to one of the Mariners, and that is Richard Lush. We're always looking for statistics and information on these games, especially the games out of town that we don't get to. There's not much video coverage. There's not much news coverage you can go looking for. And Richard Lush provided me tons of content for our local sports buzz this week on this game. So thanks, Richard.
Thanks, Richard.
And to the other teams, follow Richard's path here and send us some information so we can give you guys a shout out.
Please.
There you go. That's the Mustangs versus the Mariners.
All right. What happened in the other game?
Game 2. Well, again, we didn't get to see much of this game.
No.
But St. John went down to Halifax. Now, Halifax was going to be tough because their quarterback situation.
We assume he's still hurt. Yeah.
I assume he's still hurt. St. John wins this game 33-20. I don't have any information to give you on the St. John Wanderers. I didn't hear back from them. But I can tell you a little bit about the Halifax Hawks. They have a guy by the name of Bernard Luster. This guy scores 2 touchdowns. He had a kick return, Andy, for 85 yards.
Woo!
85-yard kick return. Those are always exciting. And he also had a 65-yard receiving touchdown.
Awesome.
So great job by this guy. And a kid by the name of Jonah Williams scored on a rushing touchdown. So thanks again for the Halifax Hawks to reaching out to First Down Sports and getting us that information as well.
And if any of you Halifax Hawks fans or players or anybody are watching this, please leave in the comments somewhere and tell us who's playing quarterback.
Yeah, we want to know what's going on with the quarterback situation down in Halifax.
Somebody threw that Luster touchdown. We want to know who it was.
And based on the game we saw in week 2, I don't think it was that quarterback unless he had some major quarterback lessons between week 2 and week 3.
Oh, the running back that came into cover for him?
Because that was tough.
That was tough. I mean,
if some kid threw a 65-yard touchdown, that's a nice play. We want to know who that kid is.
Either that or a lot of yak.
Very good.
A lot of yak.
Very good. Week 4 is right around the corner. It's coming up. St. John Wanderers are heading over to PEI Island Mariners.
Yep.
The Island Mariners, they just put up 30 points against Moncton. They got a little bit of momentum, Andy. Think that can help them in week 4?
100%. And the Wanderers better beware. Now, we never heard from the Wanderers this week, so maybe they don't watch this show, and they're going to wish that they did because they better watch out for the Mariners. The Mariners are coming in hot to this game, and I got a feeling there's another 30 points going up, and maybe it might be enough this time.
I hope so, because they got embarrassed the first time by St. John. St. John might have run up the score a little bit there. I think it was 63-9, if I remember correctly, week 1. So hopefully the Mariners can rebound, put up a good effort. Who knows? Maybe they'll get their first W against the Wanderers.
Let's go defense. That offense is soaring right now. Let's hold these guys to way fewer points this time.
Moncton Mustangs are heading down to Halifax to play the Halifax Harbor Hawks. What do you think is going to be the biggest difference in this game versus week 2 here in Moncton?
I could think of a list of 5 things, and none of those things are going to be your number one. So why don't you tell me what you think the biggest difference in the game is going to be?
Well, obviously here in Moncton, they had an amazing officiating crew. I think that could be the major difference in this game.
It could be. Now, let's hope that it isn't the officiating crew that changes the outcome of the game. But, it's happened before.
You never know. You never know.
Yeah.
That's your MFL update. All right. Let's jump into some other subjects. We got lots to cover here tonight, and we're going to skip off the world of football. Andy, I've got some lacrosse to talk about.
Lacrosse. Let's go.
We've talked lacrosse on this show once before. I love lacrosse.
Yep.
I would love to see Moncton get an NLL National Lacrosse team here in the Moncton new arena. That would be an awesome team to have if that could ever happen. But there's a great lacrosse game coming up this weekend on Friday night in St. John at 8 o'clock at Usher Miller Field. You have the high school all-star lacrosse game.
All-star games are always fun.
Versus Kodiak. It's Kodiak versus the Fundy region.
Gotcha.
Okay. There's some players that are coming up in this game that you have to get out and watch if you love lacrosse. There's a kid that lives he's actually right behind my house. Right behind my house. His name's Marcus Elias. This is a kid you got to get out to see.
Yeah, he's a kid that plays for Bernice McNaughton. And from what I'm told anyways, this guy has 5 offers to play NCAA lacrosse, including, I believe it's Mercyhurst, which is a school in Pennsylvania.
And just a little fun fact, Mercyhurst. I have a cousin, Kevin McKinnon, that played hockey for Mercyhurst a long, long time ago.
Okay, well, if you guys didn't find that fun fact that fun, you're not the only one.
Well, it's a fun fact.
Okay.
Trent Cormier from Riverview High School will also be playing in this game. And another kid that's got a lot of talent as well, his name is Johnny Chamber from Harrison Tremble High School.
Johnny Chamber, all right.
So that's the All-Star game. It's this Friday night down in St. John, 8 o'clock. If you love lacrosse, get out and watch it. It's going to be a great game between some great athletes.
Be a lot of fun.
The regular season for the lacrosse season gets back going again on May 26th. They've got 4 games booked at Rocky Stone. And those games are going to be broadcasted by Rogers.
Wow.
Rogers will be at the field capturing that in high definition.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. May
4K
26th.
all the way, right?
Yeah, there you go. More lacrosse on May 26th here in Moncton.
Awesome.
All right.
What do we got now?
Well, let's stay in high school.
All right, let's do that.
I want to talk to you about something I did recently on this past Friday night of the long weekend.
Yeah.
I got a call and I was asked to go do a high school jamboree at the University of Moncton Stadium.
Wow. The nicest stadium in the entire city that rarely gets used. I'm excited to hear this.
I have to tell you, what an amazing... we've been talking a lot on our podcast about the new expansion to the Maritimes for a CFL team, and the stadium is the biggest concern. Well, Maritimes, we have a stadium in Moncton, and I'm telling you, walking out on that field, it's a nice looking field. It really is. I mean, the far stands is a little bit far from the field, but you put some VIP tables on the sideline there.
Yeah.
It could definitely work. It's a great looking stadium until they get a stadium down in Halifax or wherever they're planning to put it. But we've got a stadium that we could actually get a team up and running now.
Yeah, and it would be great if the ownership group looking to bring us a CFL team was kind of looking for a temporary location maybe. I mean, not a lot of work would have to be done to the field here in Moncton. Add some concessions somewhere and some more seats, and then you're all set up. But didn't sound like that was in the cards, unfortunately.
No. So let me tell you what I was there for. So there's a high school jamboree. I walk out onto the field. There's players from both sides of the river. There's players from Moncton, players from Riverview, all out on the field. And we're talking players where there is the rivalry between a lot of these schools is fairly high. I get out there and I see Riverview High kids practicing and doing stretches with Moncton High kids. I see the coaches from Riverview High and Moncton High out on the field talking together before. It was an awesome atmosphere. They held scrimmage games, and I got to tell you, it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of great conversations with the coaches and the players. On Monday, this continued, but the Fredericton and the Fundy regions joined so that there was kids from all over the province.
Wow.
And they were really focusing on respecting the game, respecting your opponent, safe contact and learning. And good for Football New Brunswick, Kevin Jones was present. And Kevin Jones is a monster of a man. Have you seen Kevin Jones before, Andy?
I don't believe
Big
so.
Big man. I'll have to introduce you to him. You'll have a really tough time talking to him because you'll be like this the whole time. But
short jokes, huh?
Great guy. And Kevin Jones was there, and he was working with the players on the field, talking to them about safe play, safe contact. So it was really good to see the high schools out on the field in May preparing for this football season that's only a few months away.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's your Moncton Jamboree High School update.
Awesome. Well, I guess we can close this down with a little bit more football as well. The Greater Moncton Football Association is actually holding a summer flag football camp for kids. This flag football camp is going to take place at Rocky Stone. It's $75 per kid, and there's going to be 3 divisions. There's going to be a co-ed division for ages 12 to 13, and then there's going to be a boys and a girls division separate for the ages of 14 to 17. So it's flag football, guys. I mean, if you're worried about safety, it's flag football is the safest football, right? So it could be a lot of fun for the kids.
And on top of that, just to add into that, if you haven't played football before, this is a great introduction to football. Don't you think, Andy?
Absolutely, and right then and there, if you really can't resist the urge to hit somebody, football might be for you. But don't do it in this camp. It takes place June 25th to July the 28th, so I believe they'll probably play. We don't have a lot of the details here, so they'll probably play a couple times a week or something like that in the morning into the afternoon. It takes place at Rocky Stone, like I said. There's a link. If you're watching this on YouTube or if you're watching it somewhere else, then click into the YouTube video. We'll have a link in the description to some information that the Greater Moncton Football Association sent us about this, but sounds like a lot of fun for the kids.
Yeah, they are on Facebook, and they also have a website. Just go to Greater Moncton Football Association, and you'll find all the information for the camps.
You'll find it all there.
That's
all right.
it.
Well, that wraps up the local sports for this week.
It does wrap it up. Now, just before we get out of here, I want to remind you guys, we really appreciate you turning into this coverage, but we also have lots of other great stuff. Check out our website, firstdownsportspodcast.com. You can also come to our Facebook page, Twitter handle, and our YouTube channel, and it's very easy to find us. Again, it's First Down Sports Podcast.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, click all the buttons. It's great.
It is. It's awesome. And we've put out a lot of content this week because there was a big announcement in the CFL over the weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
Andy's buddy, Johnny Football. Go ahead and give it to him, Andy.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football. No, where's your Johnny? There's his Johnny Football. Johnny Football is now in the CFL. So you kids that want to learn about Canadian football, what a great time to start watching it because Johnny Football's here.
There you go. All right. Take care. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Have a great week.